Setting myself free. One time I bailed last minute on a planned vacation to the beach with friends. Why? I couldn't bear the thought of wearing a bikini on the beach. How do people relax in bikinis? How do they hold it all in and actually enjoy themselves? The thought of this overwhelmed me to my core. I would much rather lay on my couch and numb out all weekend long. It'll be relaxing, it's just what I need, I convinced myself. For years, my mind was consumed with thoughts about men who treated me poorly, food, exercise, and the way my body looked in clothes. God forbid, out of clothes. I avoided being seen naked with the lights on at all costs. I didn't even know that my brain had been hijacked by society's standards of beauty. Ha! And the billion-dollar fitness industry. To this day, I still boil over with rage, thinking about the profit people receive off of other people's suffering. My mind's being grand theft autoed by the latest diet trend was just who I was and what I dealt with. Isn't everyone like this, I thought? Or actually, maybe I'm the only one. God, I don't want anyone to know about the things I do when no one's looking. I didn't know at the time that one day I would experience an ease and freedom within my body and mind that felt similar to what I can only imagine a cat feels when sunbathing in a reading nook. Cozy, warm, and ever so gently relaxed and at peace. No worries in the world. Definitely not thinking about how they look in their fur, nor what their cat crush down the street was thinking of them. Simply present, fully in the moment, soaking in the sunshine, at peace and at ease. This full mind, body, soul exhale didn't happen for me in one single moment. Although, of course, I wish it did. I wish it could for everyone. If I had the power of Morgan Freeman, who plays God in Bruce Almighty, I would snap my fingers and every person on this planet would be freed of poisonous thoughts like, God, I look awful today. I need to exercise off those cookies pronto. And gosh, I really hope Brian still likes me after I told him I wasn't ready to sleep with him last night. Wanting people to like us is natural. It's innate in our species as human beings. Back in the days when we lived in tribes and had to fight for our survival, if we disobeyed the rules of the tribe, we could be exiled and therefore die. Our reptilian brains, which haven't evolved much since those days, still have that fear-driven, I need to be liked, loved, and valued in order to survive part of the brain. Like all addicts, I'd do anything it would take to feel that feeling of, I'm okay, inside of myself. If it wasn't a man, it was a MasterCard, a margarita, or a muffin. But do you know what our ancestors did not have back then? Mirrors, cell phones, social media, an excessive amount of time to do what we want when we want, the freedom to no longer need to spend 90% of our days hunting, gathering water, and surviving. And of course, they didn't have billion-dollar industries that profited off of their innate human need to be liked, loved, and valued. We are lucky now, in my opinion. We have so much time compared to our ancestors to thrive, create, play, date, make love, cook, travel, laugh, dance, go to concerts, and enjoy our lives. In order to truly thrive and make the most of this lifetime, I needed to find a source of approval and unconditional love within myself. After so many years of battling my body and beauty, something washed over me. Call it God, spirit, the universe, or my higher self. Something began to show me that the like, love, and value that I was searching for could only be found within myself. I realized I didn't like myself, so I decided to. I realized I didn't love myself, so I decided to. I realized I didn't value myself, so I decided to. I decided to become the kind of woman that I like, love, and value. I decided to become best friends with myself, to fall in love with myself, to enjoy spending time with myself completely alone, to give myself love, encouragement, and forgiveness rather than mean words, punishment, or guilt. I decided that my relationship with myself was the most important relationship I could ever have. So I decided to put my relationship with myself first. Everything that happened next was nothing short of a miracle. I began to surrender to an energy more powerful than my mind could ever be alone. I began to encourage and allow the energy of unconditional love, nature, and the universe to move through me and fill every cell within me. As I became more kind to myself, I naturally and effortlessly became more kind to others. My judgments dropped. I became uninterested in gossip and conversations, talking down about other people, which I used to get so much joy and entertainment out of. As I learned to like myself, I began to enjoy my alone time, which used to send me back to all of my favorite drugs, ex-boyfriends, alcohol, and binging TV, social media, or food. I developed hobbies for the first time in my life. I started to experience passion for things like travel, learning, writing, teaching, coaching, drawing, and cooking. I began to make friends so incredibly quickly everywhere I went, which used to feel so incredibly hard, impossible, and scary. As I learned to forgive myself and show myself unconditional love, I naturally and effortlessly had compassion and empathy towards the people who had hurt me in the past. I suddenly understood why they may have hurt me, because I could see all the ways and reasons why I had hurt others. This allowed me to let go and move on from many events and relationships that physically ended years ago, but were still very much alive within me. As I learned to understand my emotions, transmute and release them from my body, I stopped fighting with my parents and family. The sassy, rude, bitchy parts of me that were actually just terrified of losing love and connection were soothed, and they evolved into intelligent, wise, confident parts within me. The I'm an overly kind and nice little girl to strangers part of me evolved into a confident, bold, empowered woman who speaks her truth. I let go of people-pleasing and began to say no when I really meant no, and yes when I really meant yes. I was finally capable of feeling the sensations of disappointing others because I knew the ultimate betrayal would be ignoring my needs and desires for the approval of others and ultimately disappointing myself. As I learned to value myself, my standards raised. I was no longer available for friends who spoke about me behind my back or men who manipulated me to get their needs met. Again, I feel the need to emphasize here that the shifts in my standards, friendships, and relationships came naturally and effortlessly as I valued the woman I am from within. When you truly like, love, value, appreciate, and respect yourself, it takes zero effort to only be available for the same kind of love, value, appreciation, and respect in all of your worldly relationships, careers, and endeavors too. Little by little, and at the same time very quickly, I took back the steering wheel of my mind, my habits, and my life. I set myself free. Looking back, it all still feels so incredibly magical to me. It reminds me of my two favorite sentences written by Frederick Dodson that describe the law of attraction perfectly. The universe of energy is a copy machine that reflects your vibratory being. A mirror or life will not smile before you smile. As I shifted my inner world and embodied more love, my outer world instantly shifted around me and brought love into my life in all ways, from every direction, instantly. It wasn't a kind of love that could come and go with the application of makeup and the wipe away of mascara, or the loss of 10 pounds and then the gain of 15. It was the kind of love that is eternal. It was the energy that exists within everyone and everything. It is a love generated from within, and it will nourish us, provide for us, heal us, guide us, and magnetize all of our dreams and desires to us once we access it, generate it, and embody it from within. I wrote that today and felt very inspired to share it here. I was realizing as I came to record it that this month we're celebrating my 4-year anniversary choosing to become a life coach online. And I'm honored and grateful, and just words can't describe the gratitude I feel for this inner transformation that I share glimpses of with these stories and other things I've shared. It makes me emotional to think about who I was then and who I am now, and the emotions are joy of like, wow, I never knew that I could feel this way and feel so much peace with who I am and in my body and in my relationship to food. It's all joy and also sadness, knowing that there are people out there who suffer the way I used to, or in different ways. We all deal with our own shit, and we all have things going on, but I want you to know, if you relate to anything that I just shared, you're not alone, and there's so much hope for you. And if you were guided to listen to this or watch this video, or I'll probably put this on my podcast if you listen to it there, please know that you're on the right path and you're asking the right questions if you've watched this far. And I'm honored to have been supporting people for 4 years now, and this will be our 5th year, 2023. It feels like a big year. I'm excited, and I have a variety of ways that I can support you if you feel the call. So I'll share those in the description of this video or episode, whatever you're listening or watching this on. If you feel a nudge in your soul to work with me and create the transformation that you desire, I'd be honored to support you. I hope you have a beautiful day. I love you.